Hi people, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're checking out something from Piers and it's titled Veganism is a Fad. Piers goes head to head with vegan activists or vegan activists. Okay, you guys, if you remember, I've done about 2 videos where Piers goes head to head with this activist. Most of the time he doesn't understand what's going on and he tries to answer, oh, make us explain, make it make sense. How can you feed on vegetables only and you're not feeding on essential protein? How does that work? And a lot of time it goes into chaos. If you see videos where I think I reacted to one where Piers was found eating steak live on his live on this show, you know, so it can go south. So I'm expecting something to go really, but I'd love to hear and watch how this will pan out. But before we dive into the video, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, so happy to have you here. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification bell. Let's quickly see this together.
The celebrities are denouncing veganism en masse. The market for plant-based gruel's fallen off a cliff. It's increasingly likely that the rest of the world agrees with me, which is often what happens with issues. Infamous activist Tash Peterson, better known as Vegan Booty, is on a mission to change people's minds by all means necessary. So is veganism here to stay, or as dead as a steak on my plate later this evening? I'm joined by Vegan Booty, Tash Peterson, and Outkick host and Fox commentator Tommy Larian. All right, would you go by the name Vegan or Vegan, Miss Booty, or what?
Piers Morgan.
Tash.
Yes.
Veganism's going out of fashion. Meatless Farm announced their ending production. Beyond Meat shares crashed 95%. Most vegan companies in this country, lack of consumer demand now. I think people have got a bit fed up with it. I think one of the reasons is they're fed up with being shouted at. You're one of these people that runs into restaurants and plays, sounds from screaming animals and abattoirs and so on. I know you care passionately about it. I think it's very off-putting. It's a bit like the Just Stop Oil protesters doing a lot of their stuff. It just annoys people. It has the opposite effect to what you hope.
No, I don't think so at all. I think it brings more attention to the animal holocaust. Animals are subjected to rape, torture, enslavement, abuse and murder, and I'm bringing light to that, and I'm seeing
why would you use the word?
Okay,
why use the word Holocaust? Holocaust is the mass extermination of more than 6 million Jewish people by Adolf Hitler and the Nazis.
Well, that is one Holocaust in history.
Why would you avoid? People know that as the Holocaust. Why would you use that kind of very emotive language, knowing it would offend a lot of people?
Well, it's just a factual statement. If you look at the definition of a Holocaust, it is slaughter or destruction on a mass scale. Multiple Holocausts have occurred throughout human history, and non-human animals can be subjected to the same atrocities that humans can. In fact, it's the largest Holocaust in history, with 3 trillion individuals brutally murdered every year for human food consumption. All
right, Tommy, you're from a ranching family. I don't know about you, I don't mind people being vegan. If you don't want to eat meat, it's absolutely fine. And I get some of the reasons why they don't want to, personal choice, they care about animals and so on. Although I would point out animals eat a lot of animals, just for the record, naturally. What do you feel about this whole vegan debate? Are we getting bored with it? It seems to me from all the sales in the UK and stuff, it's kind of going out of fashion. Like it was a fad for a lot of people. They've gone back to munching meat.
Well, veganism is an ethic.
I'm asking Tommy, sorry.
Yeah, I think a lot of people realize that it wasn't, in fact, the healthier choice, because when they choose this Beyond Meat or these other substitutes, it's actually just packed with different fillers. So it's not actually this cleaner option like a lot of people thought at the onset of the whole vegan craze. But I got to tell you, speaking of the animal holocaust, which I think is a ridiculous thing to say, I'm from a ranching family. I'm from a ranching state. There's nobody that cares more for their animals than those in the ranching and farming communities. Now, I'm against factory ranching and farming as well, by the way. I think that that's atrocious. I'm an animal lover. But as somebody who comes from a ranching family, I can tell you that ranchers and farmers care for their livestock dearly. Yes, it does at the end of the day turn into a product for human consumption. But that doesn't mean that it is always inhumane, that it's always disgusting, that it's this animal holocaust or genocide, as your guest was referring to it as. It's also really annoying to me when people try to say that animals are causing climate change. I mean, if you don't want to eat animals because you love animals, or you have a health reason that prevents you from eating animals, that's fine. But this whole environmental craze that we need to get rid of animals because they're causing climate change, that's also a step too far, and part of the reason why this whole vegan craze is going out the window.
Yeah, and Bear Grylls said recently, I was a vegan quite a few years. He said, but I thought it was good for the environment, I thought it was good for my health, and through time and experience and knowledge and study, I realised I was wrong on both counts. It was bad for the environment, bad for his health.
He was never a vegan in the first place.
Veganism
is an ethical view against animal abuse and murder. If you're against animal abuse and murder, you never contributed to it again.
He wrote a vegan cookbook.
It wasn't actually a vegan cookbook. It contained animal abuse and
so you're
murder
saying
products.
Bear Grylls was a fake vegan?
He never was a vegan.
He was a vegan?
No, absolutely.
You're saying he's a liar? He's not a liar.
No, well, I've looked at the cookbook.
You may not have
animal products.
Well, you may not have liked the fact that he went back to eating meat, but he was a vegan for quite a while.
Well, people go by that label all the time, but if they actually truly hold their ethical view against animal abuse and murder, then they would never turn back on veganism.
You know, Tommy, over here I railed against vegan sausage rolls. I didn't like the way they appropriated the language of meat products. I don't think vegan companies should be allowed to use words like sausage rolls or steaks, because that's meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they're filled with soy and fillers and other disgusting things that you actually don't want to put into your body. And meat tastes good. That's why all of these fake meat companies try to make it taste like meat. It never actually comes to fruition because it still tastes like crap. And I would also point out, during COVID, when we were having shortages in the grocery store, if you looked for meat, it was sometimes hard to find, at least here in the US. But that Beyond Meat crap, that was always available because people don't want it. The consumers are deciding that they want maybe an organic option, maybe a free-range option, but people still want to eat meat. And you can eat meat and respect animals at the same time. It can be done. It's been done since the dawn of time.
But we are beyond meat now. We're going back to munching meat. I love meat. I won't be persuaded otherwise. And I think there are better tactics than running into restaurants and playing noises of screaming animals. Personally. But thank you for coming on the programme.
Oh
Tash,
my
and
gosh.
thank you to Tommy as always.
You guys, just take a look at that vegan lady's face when when Piers Morgan was saying, I love meat, I eat meat, I love meat, I eat meat. Even, you know, look at her face. You see the pity and the... I mean, I don't think anybody's against anybody being vegan. If you want to be vegan, be vegan. If you have health reasons why you should not eat meat, fine, good, perfect, amazing. But you forcing other people, calling it a holocaust, I feel it's outrageous. Like, why? Do you understand? If you want to eat, if you don't want to eat, but I'm still wondering how people actually survive without eating protein, like that amount of protein. You're not taking milk, you're not taking meat, no fish, no egg, no animal, no, like, how are you even able to survive? Okay, fine, you feed on plant-based food only. Now take a look at that guy that was saying he used to be vegan, you know, because of his reasons, of course, because of the environment, something like that. And then he realized that, you know, it wasn't good for his health and it wasn't even good for the environment. So he had to go back to eating meat. And the lady was like, then he wasn't vegan in the first place. But he was. He later realized that. And but so she was saying that vegans are people who understand the ethical reason. She said, talked about murder of animals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's taking this thing too far. But I want to understand the diet of a vegan person. Like, how do you think you can because I'm just thinking about it. How do you take the amount of protein that comes from meat, fish, eggs, sausages, steak, all those things, the right amount of, because your body actually needs an amount of protein. If not, there's going to be issues in the long term. Maybe not in the short, but in the long term, there's going to be issues, right? So how does that even work? And I feel like, okay, if you want to be vegan, and like, just do it, but causing chaos, you know, forcing down people's throats, calling it a holocaust, going into restaurants, you know, causing chaos and all of those things. You see videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, just allow people eat what they want to eat. Steak is sweet, meat is sweet, and it is good and healthy for your body. But I'm not against vegans and what they believe in and why they want to be vegans. It is good and fine, but I think it should just be that way. Okay, yeah, but let me know what you guys think. I asked a question: what is the diet of a vegan, of vegans, what's it like how do they get the right amount of nutrients from just plant-based foods? I would really love to know. I'm sure a lot of people too want to know, so please let us know in the comment section what it's like. Do well to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and turn on your post notification bell, share with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.